Hi again, folks. Okay, in this video, I want to go over a few things. This is going to be a video on the Maple Leafs, things that are just bugging me about their franchise, and see just a few things I charted down here that I think need to be talked about. Coming up. All right, let's take a look at this because I am half awake, folks. So, all right, here's some things that drove me nuts as an opposing fan, okay? The Shanna plan. If that's not the stupidest sounding plan I've ever heard, first of all, but the Shanna plan said that the Leafs would take 5 years to win the Stanley Cup. Remember? Here we are 5 years later. Just saying, like, never be arrogant and say we're going to win a cup in 5 years. Like, just don't go there. You don't go there. You know, I didn't realize this one. All right. Listen to this. This is crazy, actually. The Leafs are the first team in NHL history, okay, to make the playoffs and not win a series in 5 consecutive years. 5 consecutive years, just getting into, and I guess they're counting that as last year because they're going to be extreme with Toronto right now out there. I heard this on one of their shows. I was very intrigued by this. I was like, my God, really? Does it get any worse for poor Toronto when they lose, you know? But yeah, they're the first team to do that. I remember the Sabres in the 80s doing it, but it wasn't consecutive years. It was gaps where we missed the playoffs too, you know? These are some of my own thoughts. I put letting Lou go and keeping Kyle Dubas was a terrible mistake. I thought it was right from the beginning, you know? It's so dysfunctional over there. Like, it really is. Sorry, but Kyle Dubas. And, you know, Lou's done 10 times more with the Islanders with less. He's done way more with the Islanders with less. And thank God for him, you know, like that Tavares really was firm that he wanted to go to Toronto. Because imagine, that would have messed up the Islanders. That would have messed them up. I believe it would have. It would have messed up that perfect chemistry they got going right now, with a big contract and him, you know, being the captain. And no. Once they parted ways with Tavares, success happened. It's not a fluke, you know. Okay, here's what I believe also. He's done 10, and has done. And then what the Leafs have done with their high-end players, right? I didn't say it. Okay, number 4, I put, there's 8 points I put here. If the Leafs now continue to keep the big 4 in the dead cap era, okay, I think they're doomed. I do. I can't see in the dead cap era, or cold cap era, call it what you want, I can't see the Leafs, after this season especially, being able to what? What, they're going to go recycle a bunch of guys that are $750,000 a year next year? Or what, you're going to keep, what, Thornton with that ridiculous beard of his? Like, honestly? That guy, isn't that the most horrible playoff beard in NHL history? It's like, God, Thornton, you know, why make yourself look older? I never understood that. Maybe if he would have shaved that beard off, they might have had some luck. Just saying, it's Thornton. He's not exactly been lucky come playoff time. You know, we used to call him the Tin Man years ago, remember? Because he had no heart, we thought, in the playoffs. And then we start feeling bad for the guy because his career unfolded, and he had a solid career. But come playoff time, the guy was just not there most of the time. And truth is, what time he had this year, he looked pretty lousy. So yeah, I think they're doomed unless they break up the top 4. The truth is, Tavares has a no movement clause, and they're not going to trade Matthews. They'd be out of their mind if they traded Matthews. So it's either Nylander or Marner, and Nylander looked pretty good in this playoff, and he's making a lot less. So my guess is really that should say, unless you trade Marner, you're doomed. But who's going to take on that Marner contract? You're seeing Marner for Eichel. We're not stupid, Toronto. Where you think we're going to spend more for a guy that doesn't show up in the playoffs? It's not even a center. Wake up! Come on. What else are you going to give us? You know, like, come on. You know, unless you take, you know, somebody off our hands, you know, named Skinner, and then we'll listen. You know, But it's not happening with Buffalo. Get that idea out of your heads. I'm seeing that out there, that we're going to trade Eichel for Marner. It's like, no. Marner's a higher end talent, first of all. Why the hell would we? He costs less, he's locked in longer, and he's a centerman, and he's bigger. It's more effective. You'll say, well, he has no playoff experience. Yeah, okay, and Marner has no playoff winning experience. God, what's worse? You tell me. Number 5. This what I found interesting. I threw this stat in here because it applies to Toronto. Carey Price is the first NHL player that makes $10 million or up that's won a best-of-7 series, folks. That was quite a statistic when I heard that. I didn't know that. Because we kind of just get used to our big names and we kind of think they win, but they don't, some of them. I mean, nobody with $10 million, no forward or defenseman that makes $10 million, and not the defensemen do, but you know what I'm saying. Anybody but a goalie has not won a series that makes $10 million. It's almost like God doesn't like greed, eh? Just saying. Number 6. Yeah, like I think Toronto got to get rid of Keefe as coach. I hope they keep him, to be honest. As an opposing team, I hope Keefe stays. I hope Dubas stays. I hope Shanahan stays. I hope the Big Four stay. I do. Because we all know, Toronto fans don't, but Matthews is walking. As soon as his contract, 1 year before his contract's up, they're going to have to trade him. Just saying. He's gone. He's not staying, folks. He's not. You're not winning a cup in that time, so, he's gone. So why does Keefe keep Matthews and Marner together when it clearly stopped working in this playoffs? I'm just saying, it's one of those things that it was glaring. It's like, why isn't he why isn't he trying something different? I don't know. One of those things that I got a solution here. I think that might have worked, though. This is not a glaring thing, but what bothers me, you've seen how Toronto's power play kind of, took a nosedive, right? Why is Manny Malhotra in charge of their power play when he was a defensive specialist in his career? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Yeah, he did some power play in his career, not much, but the Leafs power play unit used to be, anyways, a defensive specialist in the playing days of his career, and I'm just like, why is this guy in charge of your power play? Shouldn't it be some guy with offensive swing in his career that has played this scenario, hundreds and thousands and millions of times? I don't know. And but here's in closing. For the record, I do think Malhotra is a good student of the game. If you look at how he worked himself up to where he's at as an assistant coach, okay? I would have been curious, actually, folks, to see Malhotra in charge of the Leafs this playoff and not Keefe. I'm just saying. I think something could have happened. I actually think the Leafs might still be playing. Maybe not to this point, but, I'm just saying they might still be playing. I don't think Keefe's the right coach in Toronto, and I hope they keep him. I really do. Because it makes life a little easier for us to have a shot next year. And on that note, I got to start another video. And then I gotta go walk my dog. See you folks later. Have a good one.